Hi, everybody. It's me, Sail of Pluto here, Trista here. And today I'm going to do a rant on Toe Nonstop Action Wrestling or Impact Wrestling or whatever they want to call themselves these days. Apparently, it's still going on, still being an embarrassment, you know. Apparently, TNA or Impact Wrestling went through various owners: J Sports Entertainment, Planet Energy, Impact Vendor LLC, and now Interim Sports and Entertainment. And it just has been just as mismannered, just as embarrassing since then. And all these stupid things they do. I mean, first you have Karen Jarrett back as the executive consultant, the February head. Then you have Jeff Jarrett back as executive producer. You got Dutch Mantell as the head booker. You got Brother Love in as a production advisor or whatever. And these people are supposed to counter Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Daniel Bryan, William Regal, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and whoever takes Mick Foley's place. No. These people are not going to counter them. I'm sorry. And other embarrassing things is everybody's marking out for Karen Jarrett's second stint. I don't know why, but all the TNA fans tend to think it's the greatest thing ever when they see her having a storyline argument with some wrestler, some jobber, or the henchman talent, or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, really. And that's going to counter anything that they do on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live, really, or NXT, huh? Then before that, Impact Wrestling fans or TNA fans were marking out for Bobby Lashley's match against, I don't know, the UFC fighter. And they were claiming it was a great match because the guy wrestled in New Japan Pro Wrestling or All Japan Pro Wrestling at one point. It was a very basic wrestling match from what people said. Oh, the TNA Heavyweight Championship or the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. The belt that's defended on every Impact Wrestling and every Explosion. Yeah. The WWE Heavyweight Championship is more prestigious than the Impact Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and it's not defended every time, and it gets defended on pay-per-views, and maybe occasionally on SmackDown Live. He's in the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. It's a young belt. It only had about 3 people, but it's still prestigious than the TNA one. And TNA seems to think that they're going to, I don't know, beat WWE again. They tried it before. Many times in their 14 years history, they've tried to put the WWE out of business and didn't work. They tried to compete with them with merchandise sale and never worked. They tried to compete with action figures and video games and DVDs and CDs. They try to compete with them with television shows and pay-per-view shows. They try to compete with YouTube channels and websites and all kinds of stupid stuff. And none of it worked. And then they were basically hot potatoed between different ownerships: J Sports Entertainment, Planet Energy, Impact Vendor, Limited Liability Company, and Interim Sports and Entertainment. Then they were hot potatoed between Fox Sports, Spike, Destination America, and Pop TV. And for some reason, TNA fans seem to think that this is all good. They seem to praise the changing of ownership, the changes of television networks, and the fact that if they praise every single thing TNA does, even if it's something that you could claim sinful or criminal, they'll praise it. Impact Wrestling or Toe Nonstop Action Wrestling, whatever they want to call themselves, they've done this before. They tried to knock on World Wrestling Entertainment when it had to legally go from being World Wrestling Federation to World Wrestling Entertainment. They're just doing this to try to make fun of them, get attention. They tried it before and no one cared. Oh, we're Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Oh, we're Impact Wrestling. We're Total Nonstop Action Wrestling or Impact Wrestling again. And I don't think anybody cares about the second time you changed your name. You know, it's really sad that for 14 years you've had this embarrassing professional wrestling promotion, then embarrassing professional wrestling promotion civuary, whatever. And the fact that it's still around is even a miracle to itself. But, I hardly doubt that it's going to be around as long as WWE's been around. TNA fans are going to claim that one day TNA is going to be just as old as WWE is now, and it's going to be big. And then, keep on dreaming and keep on false praising and keep on coming up with your opinions if you want. But in reality, Total Nonstop Action Wrestling or Impact Wrestling will never be in World Wrestling Federation or now World Wrestling Entertainment's League. Okay? No matter what wrestlers they have, no matter who they get to be a booker, no matter who they get to be a civuary head promoter, it's never ever going to be as good. And trust me, whatever things they do on Impact Wrestling is never ever going to outdo anything that's done on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live or NXT. And anything they do on Explosion is never going to outdo anything they do on Main Event, okay? And as far as them trying to compete with them in other areas, on-demand service that didn't work. Oh, do we have a network? No, they have no streaming network. Oh, they claim they have a streaming agreement with the Fight Television Network. That's a division of Interim Sports and Entertainment, their parent. But that's not the same. So keep on dreaming, TNA. Keep on dreaming, Impact Wrestling. You'll never beat WWE. You'll never beat WWF. That's the end of it. I'm Sale Pluto Trista. Hope you enjoyed this video.